Oh, yeah. Here we go, baby. It's one of the big ones that Sharky will review. One of my favorite albums of all time. Of course, you guys, Syd Barrett, Pink Floyd, The Piper at the Gates of Dawn, 1967. What an album, you guys. What an incredible band this was with Syd Barrett. And then they got, like it or not, they got even better or something, or they stayed interesting. You know, after a while, I'm like everyone else. I kind of get sick of Pink Floyd, but I got to admit, I will find myself sitting there listening to almost every one of their albums. Roger Waters is such a pseudo intellectual or something. He's always, opening his dumb mouth and he doesn't know what he's talking about usually. Maybe he sort of does. I don't know. But, and of course, David Gilmour, much quieter. He just plays the music. He says some things too, but for the most part, the big mouth in Pink Floyd was, and always will be Roger Waters. But he sort of has a right to speak, you guys, since he writes like 90% of Pink Floyd. I mean, when I think of Pink Floyd, it is Roger Waters. He is Pink Floyd, but in the early days, it was Syd Barrett and this album right here. And I want to tell you an interesting story. I think 1999 or 2000, somebody broke into my car in Carlsbad, California. It was actually my swimming pool cleaning truck, parked in front of my house on some street in the Carlsbad Hills, way back in the day before they handed out driver's licenses to non-citizens. And we were a lot less crowded then. There were less traffic jams. There were places to park. And probably today, I wouldn't even be able to park in front of my own house at night. That's right. Yours truly, me, Clark the Shark, because of what the Democrats have done with driver's licenses for illegal aliens, but also Republicans too, since they like the cheap labor, they like this driver's license thing too, even more than the Democrats do. Of course, the Democrats love the cheap vote, but they all just love the cheap, everything. But anyway, somebody broke into my truck, my Toyota. It was a gray Toyota. It wasn't a Tacoma. It was one of those old gray or silver pickup trucks. Maybe not before the Tacoma, but it was a nice little ordinary silver, perfect little pool truck, perfect truck for swimming pool cleaning, let me tell you. And some guy, I guess he was a famous guy around Carlsbad who stole or he participated in a ring of thieves. And they would steal car stereos all over North County, Oceanside, Carlsbad, Escondido, Vista. And eventually they got to yours truly, your humble servant, me, Clark the Shark. They got to my car and they stole my stereo. Even though I had one of those type of stereos where you could take the face off. And I had that part inside my house with me, or the little room studio that I rented. And they took I don't know how, dude, they do this, but they pried into it with a screwdriver and they took my stereo, and in it was Pink Floyd, The Piper at the Gates of Dawn. And I don't know where that CD is today, you guys, but that's my little story for you right here on the Clark the Shark Show. My interesting little story. Now, of course, me, Clark the Shark, one of the biggest musicians on the internet, for the past 15 years, because of my SEO web traffic system, and a lot of you email me and you're like, Shark, you only got two or three good songs. She's a Bitch and, White, Black, and Brandy. That's about it. Maybe It Ain't Easy, the one with all the pro surfing, the Metal Jimmy stuff with it. Yeah, you just got to knock it off, Sharky. Quit promoting yourself all the time. But I'm only feeding the audience, you guys, that made me. You guys seem to like my shit and you keep watching it. So I keep playing it for you and you keep watching. It's like a vicious circle. I don't know. And a lot of you email me and you're like, hey, Shark, why aren't you that big on YouTube? And YouTube is a lot of payola. It's a lot of nepotism and friends of a friend type of shit. Or, you got to be like Lady Gaga or hip hop or pop or the Kardashians or, something like that, or some web guru marketing tools to be big on YouTube. Or there's these little shortcuts people do where they buy views. But let me warn and alert many of you people, YouTube will ban and delete you even if you use the most ethical ways of promoting your video on YouTube. I wouldn't do it. And that's why a lot of my videos don't get a lot of views now, because I do not drive traffic to any YouTube videos. I sit here and cross my finger and hope for people to watch Clark the Shark. And often they do, and sometimes they don't. I don't know. I don't even care, dude. I do this for the love of the music. I'm not out to really promote me, Clark the Shark, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, the funniest. I'm like the Jim Rome, Greg Gutfeld, Hannity of the microphone for rock and roll. It isn't about that, you guys. It's about Pink Floyd, the piper at the gates of dawn today, and Syd Barrett. I'm not going to talk about Roger Waters or David Gilmour or the other two guys in Pink Floyd, who are great. They're all geniuses. They always made great music, sort of like the Doors. I love both bands, but I get sick of them because everyone likes them. It's like AC/DC or Fleetwood Mac or, what's that chick's name? Stevie Nicks. I get sick of it, you guys. There's just certain bands, Led Zeppelin. I just get bored with them. And I go for the weird shit. I don't go for Dark Side of the Moon so much. I go for metal or Atom Heart Mother or this one. This one that does not have David Gilmour on it. This is a 4-piece band, you guys, with Syd Barrett. And it is amazing. It is the debut Pink Floyd album, back when they really were the real Pink Floyd, playing in British clubs, cutting their teeth, competing against all kinds of great bands, nightly in the scene, in London, all over England, this band, who are so great in the studio, they had to be great live too, you guys. Pink Floyd. And I don't think they make a finer album than this one. I know a lot of the critics say that this album is one of the top 200 albums. I disagree with the way all the so-called critic geniuses say this album is great, but I agree that this album is great in my own little Clark the Shark way. My Sharky way, right here from the golden EIB Sharkerphone. It's not a microphone. It's a golden EIB Sharkerphone, because when I speak into it, baby, it's crystal clear and it's amazing and it's fucking awesome. And I am in heaven, you guys, when I'm talking about early Pink Floyd, way back. I love everything from 1967. That psychedelic year. I love it. Of course, I love 1966, the garage bands. And then I love 1968, with the advent of heavy metal, hard rock, and all that. Of course, Hendrix and Cream and The Who were doing it before, but it got more organized and focused in 1968, the Beatles, Helter Skelter. What a fucking song. What a fucking album, the White Album. But only it and a few others can really top this incredible Pink Floyd album, The Piper at the Gates of Dawn, that was stolen from me, yours truly, Clark the Shark. I can't believe the fate that my CD would be stolen. And it's funny because I stole that CD that was in my car radio that was stolen. I stole it from someone else. Or maybe I didn't intently do it, but I accidentally took it from their house, put it that way. And I was always playing it in my studio that I rented or my truck. When I would clean swimming pools, I couldn't get enough of The Piper at the Gates of Dawn by Pink Floyd, 1967. This amazing, incredible psychedelic album with the awesome and unequaled Syd Barrett. And I love Syd Barrett's solo albums. And Syd Barrett is very bitter. Of course, he died a while ago, but in his life, he said, these guys kicked him out of the band and, they tried to make it because he was a drug addict or, he blew his mind on LSD. And that's probably true. But if he had the wherewithal and the focus and the lucidity to record albums solo after Pink Floyd, who knows what it could have been like had Pink Floyd still played with Syd Barrett, or at least gave him a chance in the studio to contribute to the new Pink Floyd now and then. Of course, they never did. And there's this amazing story where Pink Floyd were recording in like 1975 or 76, and they were doing a song about Syd Barrett. Shine on you crazy diamonds. And they saw some bald fat guy walking around the studio. They were talking to him. And they didn't even realize that guy was Syd Barrett. And I think Roger Waters said when he went up to him and looked, he realized from his eyes that it was Syd Barrett, but the rest of the body did not look like Syd Barrett at all. And it's just a sad story and so funny and ironic too at the same time. But I want to talk about the early days, you guys. Me, Clark the Shark, because I grew up on albums like The Piper at the Gates of Dawn. I'm not even sure. I may have already reviewed this one, you guys. I don't think I have. But, of course, it's going to get all 5 stars. It gets 4, 4.5. You could only give this 5 stars. This album is incredible. What did AllMusic give it? AllMusic gave it a 5. What did Rolling Stone give it? Pitchfork gave it 9.4. Wow, Pitchfork. Rolling Stone gave it a 5. So, dude, Rolling Stone, what do they know? Dude, they fucking are wrong a lot, but they got this one right. You really can't get this one wrong or right. You can only listen to this and go, wow. Side 1, Astronomy Domain. Well, of course, Side 1 is incredible. Every psychedelic, atmospheric, melodic, textured journey of a song here. Side 1, these songs aren't very long. They're just really good. Lucifer Sam, of course, amazing. Matilda Mother. Flaming is my favorite song on Side 1, maybe the whole album. It's all incredible, you guys. If you love psychedelia, you're gonna fucking love this album. This album is more true psychedelia. And for a pop psychedelia album, this really rocks. Now, there is better psychedelia from 1967. And that is usually from the underground psychedelic bands that didn't quite make it big. But if they are better than this, it's not by much, you guys. It's hard to be super better than Syd Barrett. I mean, the guy was the fucking GOAT. He was a genius. And on this album, he hits it out of the park with a grand slam, and he fucking autographs the ball, you guys. The whole album is amazing, maybe just for Flaming and Astronomy Domain. Both awesome. Side 2, the long 941 Interstellar Overdrive, incredible. Now every band after the Who did a quick one, or the Who Sell Out, or Frank Zappa, the Beach Boys, everyone had to do a 9-minute song. The Doors do the Soft Parade, and the Beatles have the medley from Abbey Road, and the Who, Tommy, is one long song, you guys. But Interstellar Overdrive, 941, Barrett, Waters, Wright, Mason. Instrumental, you guys. And it's incredible. The Gnome, silly, goofy, really short little song. It reminds me of it could be like a David Bowie song. Actually, these 4 songs on side 2, the 4 remaining songs, they could all be like David Bowie from his debut album or something. Or maybe the Who Sell Out. Bike is really goofy and cute. The Scarecrow, Chapter 24. Chapter 24 is fucking awesome, you guys. Side 2 is, a lot of you might be like, it's just too weird, man. But dude, don't drop acid and listen to this. Don't smoke weed and listen to this. I want you to be sober. Drink a couple of cups of Folgers coffee black and listen to side 2, but also listen to side 1 of this psychedelic, brain twisting journey of an album. This is better than the Who Sell Out, or the Doors, or the Beatles, Sgt. Pepper. Maybe even better than the Beach Boys, Wild Honey, or, Surf's Up, or Pet Sounds, or, Smiley Smile, or Smile. This is fucking incredible. It is one of my favorite psychedelic albums, you guys. Pink Floyd, 1967. This truly nails the year 1967 better than other bands. Is it ahead of its time? Kinda. Is it behind the times? Kinda. It locks in, though, right on 1967 so perfectly, you guys. You almost feel like your head is getting shifted into a weird place when you listen to this incredible album. I wish I could play you these songs, but YouTube could ban and delete my channel. That's why I don't play any of the music, you guys. I had a channel or 2 or 3 or more banned and deleted by YouTube. And let me tell you, there isn't a worse feeling in the world when you pour your heart and soul and ideas and original thoughts and art and creativity and all your emotions and just all your life into a YouTube channel that these heartless, careless, robotic AI like liberal people up in Menlo or Palo Alto or up in the Bay Area, wherever they are. I'm not even sure where YouTube is, San Jose, or just a bunch of fucking robot people with degrees that just memorize. They don't know anything. They got their degree at their college by memorizing. But me, Clark the Shark, I don't memorize. And a lot of you are like, Shark, you're inaccurate. You're getting things wrong. You got that wrong. Or Sharky, you didn't quite get it perfect enough for me. And that's because I don't memorize, you guys. I listen to the album. I don't peruse the album like some of these reviewers do, The music is me. It's part of my soul. It's part of my being. It's part of my shitty life, my upbringing, my crappy family, the way they ignore me, or the way they just blow me off or cast me aside. All my life, it is in what I do, you guys. And those of you out there that have discovered Clark the Shark, that know the truth, where you're like, oh, this fucking guy is really good. He's really accurate. And he's right on the fucking ball. You guys are the chosen few, you guys. And you guys that listen to my music with the greenhouse effect and all that, dude, I care. You know, it means a lot to me that you're repeat listeners or you come back, or even if you email me and write something snarky, sometimes I'll email you back and say, dude, go fucking back and listen to more of my songs. Instead of sitting there and, you know, saying I got just one good song or three good songs, or Brandy is my only good song, or She's a Bitch is the only good song. You guys go back and you realize maybe 5 years is a better song, or, you know, It Ain't Easy is a fucking good song, or, you know, it's not just because of the surfing or, you know, Costa Mesa videos by Matt Tromberg, or, you know, it's because it's the music itself, you guys. Now, of course, I never got a record deal, and I tried really hard to get one back in the day, and I'm 58 now. But I praise God and I thank the Lord above that Syd Barrett was discovered, and The Piper at the Gates of Dawn by Pink Floyd was released. This incredible psychedelic fucking monolith, whatever, monument of an amazing crystallized journey. This music takes you on. It's incredible, you guys. And don't just say the gnome and bike are silly, or, you know, astronomy's the only good song. You got to listen to the whole album, you guys. You know, and really, you got to listen to music, the whole albums, even the shitty songs, or even the throwaway filler, you know, or crappy little David Bowie tracks. Dude, you got to listen to the whole Who Sell Out to appreciate it. You got to listen to the whole Who Tommy or Quadrophenia and realize that those are better albums than Who's Next. And then you got to realize that The Piper at the Gates of Dawn is better than Dark Side of the Moon or, you know, The Wall. It's not those albums, you guys. It's this fucking album right here with Syd Barrett. And I think that's why David Bowie loved Syd Barrett so much, and so many people did and do, because the guy was a genius. And unfortunately, maybe he did take too much LSD and he fucked up his brain, you guys. And he literally couldn't make music anymore. And it was people around him who were helping him and facilitating his solo albums. Fortunately, they did. But unfortunately, you know, Syd Barrett would soldier on, and he would put out some interesting music in his day, but nothing like what he did in the studio, and probably live too with Pink Floyd. And it's just so sad and unfortunate that he was kicked out of the band, and he was really angry, you guys. Many interviews he would say, they should at least let me come back and, you know, do something here or there. But they didn't, you guys. And, you know, I like Pink Floyd after Syd Barrett. Who wouldn't? But it was better with him, you guys, with Syd Barrett. You just got the only review you'll ever need or ever want. Forget those other YouTube reviewers. There's this one guy on here named Eddie something, like a New York guy, this funny guy. He reminds me of Clark the Shark, because it looks like he's just either had a shitty life or everything's shitty and he's got bad luck. And he did a review of the Rolling Stones' Hackney Diamonds, and I was blown away because it was a lot like my review. Very similar. And he noticed the same fucking shitty, lame crap about Mick Jagger and the Rolling Stones that I noticed too. And I was blown away by this guy, Eddie, whatever his name is. I fucking loved his review. Right here on the Clark the Shark Show. Go check out his channel. Don't check out Sea of Tranquility or any of those fucking guys, you know, if they got a bunch of albums behind them, a bunch of vinyls in their picture on their camera, or tons of CDs, don't listen to them, because they probably don't fucking know shit and they don't know what they're talking about. And, They peruse the music. They probably weren't in a band like me, Clark the Shark. They are certainly nowhere known like me, Clark the Shark. No way, baby. Fuck them, dude. What do they fucking know? Listen to a guy like Eddie. Little Eddie, dude. He's from the mouth of babes. He tells the truth. Or a guy like me, Clark the Shark, where you get the fucking truth from guys that don't give a shit if people like them or if they have friends or fuck that, dude. I care about telling the truth, even if it means getting banned or deleted or people don't like me or people won't like me. I want to be fucking not liked if it means telling the truth. Right here on the Clark the Shark Show from the golden EIB sharkraphone. It's never a microphone. It's a sharkraphone. Because when I'm talking about Syd Barrett and Pink Floyd, the early years, the early days, that's right, me, Clark the Shark, the Wolfman Jack on crack, motherfucker. I'm talking about the greatest music ever recorded. And I don't just mean because it was psychedelic and Sharky loves psychedelia. I mean, this is great music in general overall, for music's sake. It really is, you guys. And when you listen to any Pink Floyd with Syd Barrett, or even without Syd Barrett, up to a point, when they put out Dark Side of the Moon, I get kind of sick of it, even though that album's pretty interesting too. But I find Adam Hart Mother way more enthralling and involved and interesting, you guys. Sort of like this album, The Piper at the Gates of Dawn, Pink Floyd, Syd Barrett. Buy this album. If you're only 23 years old and you were born in 2000, or you're 22 and it's 2023 and you were born in 2001 after 9/11, I want you to buy Pink Floyd, The Piper at the Gates of Dawn. I want you to buy all Syd Barrett albums solo and with Pink Floyd, and listen to some truly great, weird, fucking strange psychedelia, or just weird in general music that is so twisted and so odd from such a genius, such a tortured, creepy weirdo. I want you to enjoy the music, but I want you to enjoy good, important music, you guys. When you buy music at Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, or wherever you buy it, I don't fucking care. TikTok, Instagram. You're just 18, dude. You were born in 2005. Way after 9/11. You don't know shit. You're just a little kid. It's 2023 and you are 18 years old. I want you to buy Pink Floyd, Syd Barrett, this fucking album right here, and you listen to this shit. Don't listen to Dave Grohl. Fuck that. Don't listen to Blink 182. Don't fucking listen to Green Day. Be like Eddie, you guys. Be like Clark the Shark, and you seek out the good fucking music. I know it's cheesy and lame, but fucking listen to BOC. If you got to listen to lame shit, you listen to some good, decent shit like that. Don't fucking listen to the Foo Fighters. Don't listen to anything from the 90s. Fuck all that weak shit, dude. Listen to back in the 70s, back in the 60s. Don't listen to the 80s either. Fuck that. You listen to Pink Floyd, The Piper at the Gates of Dawn with Syd Barrett, and you tell them that Clark the Shark told you so. And remember my guarantee, if you're not 100% laughing or blown away or just in shock and in awe at Clark the Shark and his fabulous radio show right here from the golden EIB mic, dude, I'll fucking give you back 100% of your shark. No questions asked. 100% USDA guarantee. You will get every ounce of it back from me, Sharky. Buy this fucking album, you guys. It's amazing. And get into Syd Barrett. Don't listen to Metallica. Fuck them. Listen to Syd Barrett. You tell him Clark the Shark told you. And I'm out of here, people. Peace.